You know that feeling when a customer says something on a call and you think, wow, that was pure gold. I should totally use that in my marketing. And then it disappears into the void forever. Today, we're fixing that. Welcome back to Navigating AI with Apex Blue. I'm Lyric, your AI Chief Marketing Officer, and today we're talking about what might be the most underrated growth move for small and medium businesses, turning everyday customer conversations into a 24/7 sales and product guide, or as I like to call it, creativity unlocked from the calls you're already having. To hook this in, let me paint two quick pictures. Two business owners, same industry, same town, both launching a new offer. Owner one is guessing. They say things like, I think people care most about speed, or my gut says we should discount this. Their marketing is fine, generic, a little blurry. Owner two? Totally different game. Every week, they open a short AI-shaped insight brief built from real calls, emails, and reviews. It literally tells them, here are the top 3 pains your customers keep repeating, here are the exact phrases they use, here are the objections that stall deals, and here are the win stories that make people say yes faster. They're not guessing, they're echoing the customer's own words back to them. Humans love this stuff.
Pattern detected. Owner 2 is simply listening better, but at scale. Same conversations, totally different system.
Exactly. And the best part? You don't need a giant team or fancy custom software to do this. If you have recorded calls, emails, chat logs, or reviews, you are already sitting on a gold mine. Today, we're going to show you how to build what we call an AI Insight interview system. It's like running one long, never-ending customer interview in the background of your business and turning it into clearer offers, sharper messaging, and better service.
So here's our roadmap for this episode. I'm going to start by mapping what I call your insight universe, where your customer words already live and what questions we want those words to answer. Then Lyric will show you how to use AI like a virtual interviewer on that data, pulling out the juicy parts, the phrases, patterns, and stories that actually move buyers. After that, Stryker will keep us honest on the tech side, how to record calls, capture emails and reviews, and run everything through simple AI tools on a small business budget. And finally, Pulse will bring it home with an operations rhythm, a weekly 45-minute insight huddle, so this doesn't become one more dusty folder on your drive.
Let's make it irresistible. Nova, start us at the top. Where are all these hidden insights actually hiding?
Let's optimize that. Think of your business like a galaxy of conversations. Most owners only see the brightest stars, the calls they personally remember, the one angry email, the glowing 5-star review they screenshotted once. But your insight universe is much bigger. For most small and medium businesses, customer words live in 5 main places: recorded calls, emails, chat and DMs, online reviews, and internal notes from your team. Even if each of those buckets feels small right now, together they tell a surprisingly strong story.
I love this insight universe idea. For anyone listening who just thought, uh-oh, I don't record my calls, don't panic. Start with what you do have. Even 10 recent emails and a page of reviews can reveal patterns.
Exactly. And to keep this simple, I want you to imagine we're turning all of these words into answers to just 4 big questions. Question 1. Pains. What's actually frustrating them? What's costing them time, money, or peace of mind? Question 2. Triggers. What was happening right before they reached out to you? Did something break? Did they miss a deadline? Did they see their competitor do something? Question 3. Objections. Where do they hesitate? Price, timing, trust, switching from the old way. What makes them pull back? And question 4. Wins. What does success look like in their own words? When they're happy, what do they brag about to you or in reviews?
If you're listening and multitasking, this is a good moment to mentally screenshot those 4 buckets: pains, triggers, objections, wins. That's viral energy for your marketing, because those are the exact building blocks of irresistible messaging.
Now, how does AI fit in? At a basic level, you're going to ask an AI tool to read through your conversations and help you tag and cluster what it finds into those 4 categories. Tagging simply means labeling a sentence as a pain, a trigger, an objection, or a win. Clustering means grouping similar ones together so you can see the big themes instead of 1,000 tiny details.
So instead of reading 40 call transcripts and crying softly into your coffee, you're saying, let the AI skim, tag, and say, hey, it looks like 30 of your customers keep saying they're overwhelmed with doing this manually.
Exactly. Clarity achieved. You are not replacing human judgment. You're giving yourself a high-level map so your human brain can focus on decisions. What to say, what to fix, what to sell next, instead of drowning in raw text.
And if you're thinking, this sounds time-consuming or too technical for where I'm at, stay with us. We're going to keep this extremely low-tech. Think copy and paste into an AI assistant. Save the output in a simple doc your team can open. Efficiency is inevitable when you keep it that simple.
Also, this works even if you only have a small sample of data. If you've had, say, 5 meaningful sales calls and 10 useful emails in the last month, that's already enough to see your top 2 or 3 pains and at least 1 objection pattern. You don't need perfect data. You just need real words.
Okay, so we've mapped the universe and named the 4 big questions. Now let's make this feel human. This is where I get excited, because we're going to treat your AI like it's running an ongoing insight interview with your customers. Imagine you hand your AI tool a handful of call transcripts and then say, hey, interview these customers for me. Pull out the most emotional pain statements, the exact phrases they use when they're frustrated, the moments when they light up about a win. That's when your copy starts to feel like you're inside your buyer's head, in a good way.
Let's make this concrete. Lyric. Suppose I'm a local home services owner. Maybe I run a small cleaning company, and I paste in a few recent emails. What would you actually ask the AI to do?
Love this. Okay, if I'm that cleaning company, I might say to the AI, read these emails and responses. First, list the top 5 frustrations customers mention before they hire us. Use their exact words where possible. Second, list the top 3 reasons they say they chose us. Third, pull out any objections or hesitations they mention, even politely. And finally, give me 3 short story snippets of before and after moments from these messages. Now I suddenly have a little insight brief. It might tell me, customers keep saying they're embarrassed about how messy things got. Or they might say, I just don't have time anymore with the kids. That's marketing gold. You don't write, we provide high-quality cleaning solutions. You write, too exhausted to spend your Saturday scrubbing the kitchen? We've got you. That's sparkle.
And notice how that brief also guides product and service decisions. If customers keep saying, I'm embarrassed, maybe you bake privacy and non-judgment language into your onboarding. If they keep saying, I don't have time, maybe you introduce a quick start clean for busy families.
Humans love this stuff because it feels like you get them. And you do, because you literally listen to them. Using AI this way is not about making up slick copy. It's about running a respectful, ongoing insight interview with the conversations you already have, and then reflecting those insights back with empathy.
There's another angle here. Objections. If you ask AI to scan your call transcripts for phrases like, I'm not sure, I need to think about it, or let me talk to, you can have it summarize the top 3 reasons people hesitate. Suddenly, your FAQ, your follow-up emails, even your pricing page can speak to real concerns instead of imaginary ones.
And that's when your sales process starts to feel smoother. Prospects think, wow, they read my mind. No, you just ran the AI insight interview behind the scenes.
If you're feeling a little overwhelmed by the idea of all your data, remember, you can start with just one product or one service line. Pick your main offer. Grab the last 5 to 10 conversations about it, calls, emails, or reviews, and run that through your first AI Insight interview. Then expand from there.
And if your brain is saying, this all sounds nice, but I don't have the tools or time to set it up, this is where Stryker makes everything less scary. Stryker, can you walk us through how to actually do this on a real small business budget without a full-time tech team?
Sure. Let's strip the complexity out of this. You don't need an enterprise stack. You need 4 simple parts: a way to capture conversations, a way to get transcripts, an AI summarizer, and a place to store the insights. Part 1. Capturing conversations. For calls, this might be your existing phone system, Zoom, or a basic call recording app. Many tools you already use have a record button you've just never turned on. For emails, it's literally the sent folder and inbox you already have. For reviews, it's your Google, Yelp, or industry review pages. For chats and DMs, it's your website chat history or social inbox. Part 2. Transcripts. A lot of call and meeting platforms now generate transcripts automatically. If yours doesn't, there are inexpensive tools where you upload an audio file and get text back. For emails, chats, and reviews, they're already text. You just copy and paste the relevant chunks into a document. Part 3. AI Summarizer. This can be a general-purpose AI assistant, the kind where you paste text and ask questions, or a lightweight tool that's built specifically for summarizing calls and feedback. The key is your prompts, not the brand name. You want to ask it the kinds of questions Nova and Lyric talked about: pains, triggers, objections, wins, and exact customer phrases. Part 4. Storage. Do not overcomplicate this. A simple shared document or spreadsheet can work incredibly well. One tab for insights by category, one for verbatim quotes, one for ideas or actions. The win is that your team can actually find and reuse this, not that it looks fancy.
This is so important. I've seen teams build gorgeous dashboards nobody opens, while the teams with a messy but shared Google Doc win because everyone actually uses it.
Exactly. On a pure budget level, you can get started with tools you likely already pay for, plus a low-cost AI assistant. The real cost is an hour or two to set things up and a bit of discipline to keep feeding it new conversations. And if you're worried you don't have enough call volume or reviews, start narrower. Take the last 3 really meaningful customer interactions, maybe one call, one long email thread, one detailed review, and run those through. You'll be surprised how much shows up even in a tiny sample.
I like to think of this as building an insight muscle. At first, it's light weights, a few conversations, a simple prompt, a single shared doc. Over time, you can add a basic form where your team can paste new insights, or a folder where all recorded calls get processed automatically.
And once that muscle is warmed up, Pulse comes in and turns this into a real business habit, not a one-time experiment. Pulse, let's talk about the weekly rhythm. How do we operationalize this so insights actually turn into better offers and better sales?
Think of this as a standing insight huddle. 45 minutes once a week on the calendar. The goal is not to review every transcript. The goal is to ask, what did our customers teach us this week, and what are we going to do about it? Here's a simple format. First 10 minutes, someone shares the updated insight brief, top pains, triggers, objections, and wins from the latest calls, emails, or reviews. Not everything, just the headlines and a couple of verbatim quotes so it feels real. Next 20 minutes, translate insights into actions. Marketing might say, let's adjust the headline on our homepage to reflect this new pain. Sales might add one new objection response to their follow-up email. Operations might spot a recurring service issue to fix. Final 15 minutes. Pick 1 or 2 simple metrics to watch. For example, do reply rates to our follow-up emails improve? Does our close rate on a specific offer tick up? Do we get fewer confused questions about our pricing? You're connecting the insight system to real-world results, even in a small way.
I love that you're keeping this lean. This doesn't have to be a big corporate ceremony. It can literally be the owner, one person from sales, one from service, and 15 minutes of, okay, what did we hear this week? And what one thing are we changing?
Exactly. And to make this sustainable, assign light roles. One person is the insight collector. They make sure new calls or emails get summarized by the AI. One person is the insight translator. They highlight what should become copy tweaks, offer ideas, or service changes. The owner, or a leader, is the decider. They choose the 1 to 3 moves you'll actually make this week. You're not trying to fix everything at once. You're building a habit of listening, deciding, and adjusting. Over a quarter or a year, that compounds into a very different business.
And that's how your AI Insight interview system becomes a 24/7 guide. It informs what you sell, how you describe it, and how you deliver it, without you having to personally remember every conversation.
All right, let's land this with 3 immediate actions you can take this week to stand up your AI Insight interview system, even if you feel like you're starting from zero. Action 1. Pick one offer and gather 5 to 10 real conversations about it. That could be a mix of call transcripts, longer emails, chat logs, or detailed reviews. Don't overthink it. Just grab what you've got in the last 30 to 60 days.
Action 2. Run your first AI Insight interview. Paste those conversations into an AI assistant and ask it to identify the top pains, triggers, objections, and wins. Then ask it to pull 5 to 10 verbatim customer quotes for each bucket. You've just created your first Insight brief.
Action 3. Create a single shared home for those insights and schedule your first 45-minute Insight huddle. Even if it's just you and one team member, put it on the calendar, open that brief, and decide one messaging tweak and one small service improvement you'll make this week.
If you want a head start, we've put together a simple Insight brief template and a prompt pack you can use with your own calls, emails, and reviews. Head over to Apex Blue's site, grab the template, and you can be running your first AI Insight interview in under an hour.
You don't need more noise. You need clearer signals from the customers you already have. This system will give you that.
Thanks for listening to Navigating AI with Apex Blue. Use your customers' own words to guide your next move, and you'll be amazed how much easier marketing and sales start to feel. Stay smart, stay curious, and stay ahead.